Welcome to Impact Duty. I'm your host, Manisha Dadlani Kriplani, bringing you empowering stories of friends and people I admire. Their voices have given me joy and the momentum to share their stories with you. A mother by occupation and an actor by profession, Shweta Kawaatra says she is a work in progress. With a keen interest in the human mind, Shweta has educated herself in the study of psychology and the art of being a conscious parent. A depression survivor and a student of Nichiren Buddhism, Shweta is convinced of the dignity of human life and that adversity can be humankind's best friend. Hi, Shweta. Welcome to Impact Duty. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, Manisha. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm doing very well.
Yeah. What's it like in Bombay at the moment?
It's hot, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, very hot. And it's, a lot of traffic and a lot of heat.
All right. Okay, so we've seen the end of winter, I believe now, right? Because you said it's very hot. I heard we had a cooler winter this year in Bombay.
Yeah, we had an extended winter this year, which is like hardly winters. We can't compare winters, our winters to your winters. It's like your summer, perhaps.
Yeah. Excellent. And Shweta, I'm looking forward to chatting with you today because you've had over 2 decades of experience within the film and TV industry. So I'm looking forward to seeing your journey and how it all began. So would you like to take us back to when it all started and how you embarked on your journey within the industry?
I started in 1997. Actually, I started modeling way back in 1995.
Oh, really?
Are the sounds from the other room audible to you?
A very little bit.
Or is it okay? Okay. So I started modeling while I was in college because I did not get the subject that I wanted. So I thought I'm going to wait out for a year and then, take the subject that I want. And in the meanwhile, I had seen an ad for learning how to do fashion modeling. And that's when I started. I convinced my dad that, I won't let my studies I won't become directionless. I'll just take it up for some time. So he allowed me and I started. And as a result of that, I started doing some professional ramp shows in Delhi. And I think one thing led to the other. I also came to Bombay in 1995 for the Femina Look of the Year, and I was one of the finalists. And, the industry, the glamour it has a hijab, it has that magnetic pull. So I was really enamored by this life. I never wanted to be an actor. I never thought of it. It was not even, it never occurred to me even in my dreams. I just think I liked the independent life. I liked the glamour. So ghus gaye andar. So I think I convinced my parents again one time, okay, let me go, because even to model, I need to be in Bombay. I can't stay in Delhi. And I'd done modeling for about 2 years and I was there's nothing more to do except for when you just walk the ramp. And after a certain while, there's nothing more to do.
Right.
While one can still continue. And that's when I came to Bombay and I was offered a TV series. And they asked me to audition. And the audition was where they were looking for someone who looks like a model, but could speak Hindi. So on that premise, I was selected because they asked me to read out an A4 size, dialogues in Hindi. And I was very comfortable because coming from Delhi, it was hardly an issue.
Exactly.
So I was selected. And when I started to act, and I told them, frankly, listen, I don't know how to act and I've never done this. I've never done theater, nothing. So they were very confident. Don't worry, we'll help you.
Right.
So I think one thing led to the other and I really started enjoying the process. In fact, my first show, I had a very interesting role. I was playing a split personality.
Really?
And
Which one was this?
So this was a show called Suhana Safar that came on LTV. Right. LTV was an extension or sister channel of ZTV when ZTV had just started.
exactly.
Yeah. So I think that ran for a few months. It shut down because LTV shut down. But I think the bug bit me by then. I thought this is really an interesting life. It's a hard-working life. It's not, you don't feel the glamour, you only see the glamour.
Right.
But yeah, so I think, yeah, the one interesting thing was that my dad, before he sent me to Bombay, we didn't know anybody here. We just knew some very far off, now I can't even say relatives, friends, ke friends.
Mhm.
So, I came here and then he gave me 10,000 rupees in 1997. And he
Mm.
said, if you can make more, stay back. If you can't, come back home.
Excellent.
So I think that challenge really kept me going because I kept thinking that I have to not let this 10,000 get over. So there were times that I used to come back to Delhi to just do one show and go back. So, I can keep those 10,000 rolling.
Oh, wonderful, Shweta. And which was
Yeah.
for you which was the break that made you cement yourself within the industry? I think what made you believe, okay, I'm here to stay?
I think that was in 2001 when I did Kahani Ghar Ghar Ki on Star Plus.
Okay.
Yeah. And before that, in fact, I'd done a lot of work from 1997 till 2001. I continued to do something or the other, but things wouldn't work out. They would projects would not take off or they would shut down.
Right.
That gave me, that was very good because I think one thing is very important because Kahani really took off.
Right.
And the success was tremendous.
Mhm.
For a young girl to see such success, it is
Right.
very easy to become arrogant. So I contribute, for those 5 years that I struggled and I didn't have work and none of the work that I even touched took off or shut down.
Uh-huh.
Helped me understand helped me ground myself. It was almost like prep in work for what was to follow. So yeah, because it was the kind of success we saw and with no social media.
Right, exactly.
I can't even imagine that if we had social media at that time, it would have been crazy because it was already crazy.
Yes.
So yeah.
But after Kahani Ghar Ghar Ki, it was just upwards for you, and you were continuously on screen. So you've predominantly been a TV serial actor. You've had a couple of roles in film. What have been your favorite roles and a challenging one for you? One that was just really quite hard for you to master. We'll start with the favorite one. I think that's
I'll tell you something. I've never found anything challenging, strangely so. Except for when I did CID, the director preferred the lines to be, we could not change the lines. We couldn't even change a single word. Now that is technical difficulty. I would not say I found the role challenging. I have to confess, I did not find anything challenging because TV is such a medium, Manisha, that it gives you room for a lot of mistakes and you can quickly find yourself again. We don't have workshops. So in 4 to 5 days, when you're on set for 12 to 13 to 14, 15 hours a day, you find the vein of the character.
Right.
So while working, while you're in action, you're understanding your surroundings, the surrounding characters, your role in there, your characteristics, the psyche, how you would think, along with the scripts coming in.
Right.
By 4th or 5th day, you've nailed it. And there onwards, you just keep working on it because there's so much chances. TV doesn't end, the series continue, right? At least after Kahani was such the case that it just continued and continued. So anything that would be difficult, I would just tell myself, I just need 2 to 3 days to be in this, to find it, and I've nailed it. Now, the first time, and that's one of the reasons that I have never felt comfortable doing films, because like when I did Murder, it was just one sec. Raju? Okay, no problem. So it was just one scene,
Right.
but I found it very difficult because I didn't know the character. I did not have 2 to 3 days. I did not have 12 hours of work.
Right.
I had no workshop.
Right.
I didn't know workshops because everything happened practically on set. And I did not feel fulfilled. Although I like what I see, I got a lot of appreciation for just one scene that I did. In fact, I still do. But I never felt fulfilled because I did not, I did not know how I arrived at what I did.
Right.
I just trusted the director. I did something. I followed instructions. I tried my best to feel what I was feeling. But somewhere I lacked fulfillment. Strangely, I did not know why is this taking place. It's only until this year when I shot for another film. It'll be out this Diwali. I can't say much about it right now. But it's during this film that I realized that. So because I wanted to, feel fulfilled, I didn't want to just go on set. I did another short film this year earlier, and the same feeling lingered.
Really?
I may like what I see.
One. I saw that with it's the one with Sanjay Kapoor. Yes, I saw that a couple of days ago.
Yes. So although I'm just thinking if that light is obstructing. Yeah, I think this is better.
Okay.
There was this light reflecting from the mirror.
Perfect. Yes.
So I still did not feel fulfilled because I'm just trusting the director. Okay, you feel it's okay, I'm okay. And I was so lost. I'm like, what is up with me? Is it because I've not been working for a while? And this year, when I did this recently, I did a film and it was a very, very important role. In fact, it's most crucial to the film. I did a few workshops. I was so nervous. And because I didn't want to, again, feel unfulfilled. Because, if you continue to feel unfulfilled as an actor, you don't want to go back to the job.
Right. Or that particular...
You feel like maybe I've overcome this feeling of wanting to act. So I took help from this one very close friend of mine. I said, listen, let me, and these dialogues are very heavy duty, are very Hindi and very, 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 very hardcore Hindi and very hardcore. Anyway, when you see it, you'll realize. So if you see it, I hope you see it.
Oh, I'm very curious now. I'm definitely see it.
Yeah, please do. So I told my friend, can you help me? When I go on set, I want that feeling of that fifth day that I get on set. Like when I own the character, when I know the agla, the pichla, and the sidetrack, and the everything, the way she thinks.
Right.
And I said, I want to do the lines like they are my skin. They're like they're breathing. And so when I think for about a week, I worked hard every day, about 3 to 4 hours with him on the lines, on the nuances. I've never done this before. Right. And that is when, for the first time in 25 years of my career, I woke up to feeling that, wow, I like this job. I want to do more of this.
Excellent.
So it was only now, this part that I did, I found it challenging because I decided to challenge myself.
Wow. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that with us, Shweta. And you're married to a fellow actor.
Yeah.
A lot is, tell us a little bit about that. As in, how did that story begin? Again, I presume you met on set, but I'll let you tell us the story.
Yeah, we did meet on set. We became very good friends because he was one person who I did not feel, I felt safe being myself.
Right.
Otherwise, when you're in your early 20s, everyone seems to be interested in you, and you're single, you're living alone, and you're working. So, you don't want to be. So I like that he's not interested and I can be myself. And nor was I interested. So we became friends. Later, he told me how interested he was. So, so because I think I was able to be friends with him and be myself, I think the rest is history. Yeah.
Is your husband Manav also from? I mean, is he from out of Bombay or?
Yeah, he's from Baroda.
Oh, okay. So both of you were making Bombay home.
Yes.
I guess that's a common thread as well. And do you think it's easier or harder being married to somebody from the same professional background?
I don't know because whether it's easy or hard, because I don't have an experience of being married to somebody who's not from this field. Whosoever you're married to, you come together to find a common comfort ground.
Right.
Right. So we have that. We found that with each other in the profession that we exist as we exist. So I don't know. Other than that, maybe there are certain perks because I understand what's going on. The understanding that he gets from me is far better than or that I get from him, because he understands my job, he understands the timings, he understands why sometimes people call last minute and ask for a shoot, why they will extend last minute. So like he shoots almost 29 days, 30 days sometimes. There are some months that shooting 30 days, no Sundays off. So it's pretty okay because I don't know any other way of working either.
Exactly. And there's already that knowledge of the background and what it takes to be within the industry. So it's easier to be.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if I'm not sure if it organically necessarily adds up as a perk. Because it depends on people and how they move, come together to find their common ground, really.
Right.
No, it's not that people who are not married to actors always feel that comfortable. It depends on the individuals.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And these last 2 years of the pandemic have stemmed in you certain belief systems. I mean, I've been following your Instagram account, and there's a lot of cooking skills that are coming out of the kitchen and a lot more. But I'm going to ask you to tell us some of the learnings, whether it's with relationships or skill enhancements that have stemmed from these 2 years of the pandemic for you.
These 2 years, although they have been more challenging for many, more than us, but it's been in a way very fulfilling because I feel that I strongly believe that, when we face something challenging, these are challenging times are harbingers of change. And how we are as people magnifies at that time. If one has a complaining, blaming nature because of what is happening outside, will magnify.
Right.
But if one has a growth mindset, that will magnify. So one has a reflecting mindset, one will magnify it into growth, and so on and so forth. So for us, it was a period of spending time together. I don't really see it as a challenge, although I can't say it was not challenging. 2 years, our schools didn't open over here. So I've been under a lockdown for 2 years, even though we sporadically kept opening up. Right. But it's only now in the last 3 weeks that I don't know what to do with my life from 7 a.m. to until now. Next week, Zara, my daughter, she'll start taking the bus one way back. Wow. So now that's practically till 4 p.m. And I'm thinking, she's grown up. The pandemic is hopefully over, or at least for the time being. I'm feeling like, and I've just gone through this whole breakthrough within, where I really brought out the best in me in those just few days of shoot. almost like a breakthrough within. And I'm like, now I'm kind of feeling a little tempted to go back to work.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, we will be seeing you on screen soon. And how difficult was it to get back to work? And how different has the scenario become in terms of, I mean, we see a lot more content coming out as web series on OTT platforms and that kind of thing. How different is that to traditional TV serials that were very, very comfortable for you to work in?
It's very different. I can't boast of having done much of OTT. I've just done one film, one short film. But what I can say is that the difference is tremendous. An OTT platform is almost like a film platform. The professionalism is there. I can't say it's great because in television there is the professionalism is really lacking. The timings, the creativity. So there's a lot of mediocre stuff going on in terms of creativity. It's a great medium to make money. It's a business, so and I feel unfortunate to say that because one is an artist.
Right.
So if I have to opt for TV, I have to look at it as a business because that's all I do. Yeah. Other than that, the TV goes on forever.
Right.
OTT provides the story and arc.
Oh, nice.
There's a beginning to the end.
Right.
And then maybe it can continue the next season.
Right.
But so I think that one thing is a drawback with television. It does not give creative writers an opportunity to think better because it's ongoing. It's not like they can write for 6 months and then shoot for the next 6 months. वो भी नहीं हो सकता.
That's right.
Because the channels change. कि TRP आ रही है, तो we will change. नहीं आ रही, we'll change the track. Or pull it down.
That's right.
So, but I have to tell you one thing. That television, if one is hardworking, it can hone you and polish you so well because it makes you work so darn hard. When you go on an OTT or you go on a film set, you feel like all I have to do is just take care of my work.
Right. Right.
And everything else is a breeze.
Wow.
Because you've just been in the most tightest of time schedules and you just done the really, really worked hard. So you got लगता है आसान ही है ये.
And I believe you're quite the traveler. As in pre-pandemic, you did like traveling a fair amount. What's the next journey you want to take?
That hurt almost. It was like, oh dear, I have not traveled. It was pre-pandemic travel.
Even within India, you haven't really done any trips.
I just recently, I'm from Delhi, so my parents are there.
Right.
I spent the good part of the pandemic was that school was online, and I spent out of a year, I spent 5 months in Delhi with my parents. I haven't done that in 25 years.
Wow. Yeah.
It was so good. And just last weekend, we went for a trek. Zahra, myself, and our little pup, Maya.
Oh, yes, I heard you got a new dog. You got a new addition to the family. Is that your first
pet? No, it's not my first pet. It's my third pet.
And you said you've called her Maya after, I believe, Maya Angelou, right? The author.
Yes. Zahra named her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. So we were planning something. We wanted to do Finland for the spring break in March. But
Ah,
apparently the visas take very long, post-pandemic visas.
I can imagine.
So yeah, so we're not able to do that right now.
Right.
We are now going for a safari to Madhya Pradesh.
Oh, nice. Wonderful.
And I can't wait to get out of here and, go for a good summer trip to maybe US.
Excellent, excellent. I can't wait to see your
Yeah.
pictures on your Instagram feed. And before I say goodbye to you, Shweta, what's next on the cards for you personally and professionally? I know you can't share too much about the upcoming film, but whatever you'd like to share with us personally and professionally of what's coming up in the cards for you.
Even I don't know, frankly.
Wonderful.
There's so much that I want to do. I want to study. I want to, I'm exploring. I'm a very spiritual person. I love helping people.
Right.
I want to study psychology.
Really?
I want to be an actor. I want to be an influencer. I'm doing my best to be one in the literal sense, not just to kind of be there just to show up,
Right.
but there's something I don't want to just project when I'm on Instagram. I take it very seriously as a very important job to reach out to people I can't even see or I will never meet. There's been such a huge change and transformation in my own life last 18 years that I'm hoping that, instead of just projecting, I want life to happen. I want life to happen through me for others. So I take Instagram very seriously. Every time I post or I put up a caption, everything has a piece of me where I put out there for whosoever needs can take away from it. So yeah, I want to be an actor. I want to be an influencer. I want to study psychology. I've been delving into maybe becoming, I don't know, I'm just thinking aloud, to becoming a death doula, because I've just come across this new concept of how to help people transition into this, in such an important part of life, which is death. So much going on in my head. Let's see.
Wow, Shweta, thank you for sharing that with us. Not what I expected, but wow. So I'm wishing you all the very, very best with your upcoming journey in film, otherwise, professionally, personally. And I hope our paths do actually cross physically when I'm next in India.
Yes, please do come and meet me.
Or the other way around when you finally make it this side.
Sure. Definitely love to contact you again. And thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, Shweta. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.